Hello and welcome to the Forts Pro League 2v2 semifinals. Here today we're going to have Cronkinator and 42 Scientist versus Barbaretto and Matteo. Let's hop right into it. And we're off.
Yes, here we are in the first semifinal in the playoffs for Forts Pro League Season 1. The best 2v2 competition there it is for Forts. And we have on the blue side Barbaretto and Matteo, the huge favorites to win it all. They are on our left side, and on the right side we have Cronkinator and 42 Scientist trying to beat the monstrosity in the enemy side. It's gonna be interesting to see the 2v2 up and down meta evolving in this match. As we can see, Barbaretto and Matteo going with the usual strategy, support from Matteo, it seems, and Barbaretto with the workshop already down.
This is as we say, a tried and true strategy. Very powerful, especially in 2v2s. You have one player who's going to be the big, heavy-hitting damage dealer. That's going to be Barbaretto up here on top. He's going to be going with swarm missiles and nukes. His job is just to fire as many nukes as possible and try to land them. Now, his teammate on the other hand below, Mr. Matteo, he's not really out to deal damage. He's going to be building flak. He's maybe an EMP, depending on how they want to play this. All he's going to be doing is clearing out anti-air and preventing the other team from defending against the nukes that Barbaretto up on top is going to be launching.
As we can see, the sniper war already started. Interesting to see that 42 placed an unguarded sniper. The advantage of that is you actually can shoot first, but as soon as the enemy has the door sniper, you are having a hard time to trade or even just keep your sniper.
Indeed. The door snipers do beat the unprotected snipers, but unprotected snipers are always so tempting because they're just so fast. You can react to anything and just punish immediately.
Yeah, but it seems 42's aim was not on point. He chose to shoot a turbine and didn't actually know the sniper is below the core and not on top of it, on the Barbaretto's side, so he missed the shot and lost his sniper. But he rebuilt it.
And here are the rockets. I'm actually curious to see that he went straight rockets as opposed to flak when his teammate is going for double warhead, double nuke.
I'm not sure if they smelled that 42 is also going for rockets. In the rocket rushes, the speed is everything. Because once you shoot yours and the enemy has no anti-air ready, they are just kind of doomed the whole game.
Yeah, we can see that's exactly what's happening here. Those two rocket launchers have basically shut down both players for the right-hand side. 42 Scientist has lost everything, and Cronkinator is trying to recover. He's taken some damage. It's not looking good for him. And those warheads haven't even launched yet. The anti-air for Cronkinator did defend the rocket salvo this time around, but it's too little too late. The damage has been done. Team 2 has been reset to the Dark Age, as it were. Team 1, they're just doing whatever they want, and right now what they want is just to prepare to fire a bunch of nukes. And I think they're gonna get away with this.
Interesting that 42 is went for exposed minigunners.
It's hard to blame him at this point. He's taken so much damage, he's lost his technology, he doesn't have any other recourse at this point, and he doesn't have really the income to spend on... Oh!
Very well played by Cronkinator, timing his flag and maybe the machine gunners to self-detonate one of the Bobaretto's nukes. I think Kronk would have died if both of the nukes hit him.
Absolutely. Managing to save himself by sending the nuke back from whence it came. But I don't think it's gonna be enough. Like, it's a clever play, and it's the only thing that kept him in this game so far. But they're still so far behind. 42 Scientist he has no technology. He had gone to miniguns, I assume, because he had lost everything and was just trying to get anything done, even if it's just something as trivial as miniguns. He at least drew a few shots away from his teammate, who was still making an effort to participate in the game. But, this is.
We can see Mato is. Yeah, we can see Mato is just building more and more weapons, more and more energy production at this point. Is his signature that once the armory pressure starts from the team and the enemy has no anti-air, he just builds more and more weapons and has such nice APM to keep up the constant pressure with weapons, upgraded weapons, cleaning house with the shotguns, focusing the good places with the smokes, and just spamming the rockets.
Indeed, it's working very well for them. This is very well coordinated. It's nice to see. Oh, Cronkinator trying again. Yeah, with the nuke. It didn't send it back down to grounds. It didn't damage Barbaretto's base as it launched, but it did defend Cronkinator once more.
Yes, as we can see, maybe that flag automatically fired couldn't really do anything against the nukes, but as you can see, the skill level of the players, they just time it so right that even though they are so they have so much less map control, they can still defend against the top weapons from Team Blue.
Indeed, it is both painful and satisfying to see 42 Scientists just trying to build all these machine gunners, all of them exposed and all of them getting sniped.
It's really smart by him to change everything to background bracing so the rockets doesn't collide with his base.
Uh-oh. Oh, ho, ho, ho. 42 coming with a manually controlled machine gunner to save his teammate.
Exposed it is, but does the job.
Yeah, that is how that often works. This is exactly why we very often do not see machine gunners hidden behind doors. They need that extra speed. They need, as painful as it is to lose all of those gunners so easily. If you don't, you just run the risk of having the nukes get through, and that's just unfortunate for your team.
Yes, at this point, maybe they are banking on the core damage that they did to Barbaretto, and also Kronk is going for the munition plant, but I'm not sure if he will be able to finish his weapon.
He manages to survive, just a little extra foundation, keeping himself alive. As you can see, he does actually have some internal bracing, the extra stability.
Yeah.
Keeping that fort intact despite having a particularly rough moment there.
Wood extension actually blocks the incoming nuke.
That
42 is basically a machine gun factory at this point.
Machine gun factory. Yes. Yes, he's trying. He's just, I think at this point, a punching bag and trying to do whatever he can to keep Cronkinator alive. And it's... He's succeeding.
The splash damage from the nuke hitting the door actually reaches the core, and Kronk was on half HP.
Yeah, that was inevitable. And here comes the end. So on the left-hand side this time, we have Kronkinator and 42 Scientists. Defeated in their last match. This time we're in Abyss 2v2, which definitely some strange strategies we're going to be seeing out of these. Facing off against Matteo and Barbaretto on the right-hand side. It looks like all players are going for the typical expand upward first tactic. On this map, in order to expand and gain additional mines of any kind, you have to either go up or down, and no one really goes down despite being shorter, just because in forts, turbines require elevation. You have to bring them up higher above your core in order to make them more efficient. So rather than move downward, players will move up. So while it costs more, does mean they don't have to spend the additional metal on turbines later on.
Poor 42's turbines already getting focused by the snipers. Seems like an AI game. The snipers hitting the turbines constantly.
We've seen that a lot in AI games, but in human player games, it's just more of a cheeky little slap as opposed to anything else. It's just, I'm here to have some fun and be a little bit disrespectful as opposed to anything else. It's always just funny to see.
Interesting to see that it demonstrates Matteo's aim, that he actually shoots the turbines at first shot. Like, his aim is on point even against turbines, not just against enemy weaponry.
Indeed.
42 with the machine gunners into upgrade center. I believe we're gonna see some minigunners coming out.
We very well might. Yeah, those are indeed going to be minigunners. Minigunners actually pretty strong on this map.
Yes, and they have Eagle Eye at their disposal. So I would imagine they are going to go minigunners with Eagle Eye.
Oh, that could change this very quickly. Both players going miniguns. Ooh. Do we have the AP snipers already? The AP snipers are not here yet.
It's gonna be all about the snipe being accuracy from Team Red.
Okay, this is very brave. 42 Scientists with the exposed minigunners. It's gonna make for an opportunity for Red Team to come back in this. As you can see, these minigunners are getting picked off one by one. And those are expensive. You can't replace them easily, especially with a rush like this where you don't have the economy. Like those minigunners are just about completely shut down.
Yeah, it was a poor choice to go this fast without sniper support, or even some doors maybe on a few of them. On the other hand, Kronk went with only 4 minigunners, but all of them have their respective doors.
You can see the difference in effectiveness. All of those gunners are still active and dealing damage.
Yeah, you can have fast weaponry if you don't have it in 1 minute later, so I believe Kronk did way more damage with his 3 or 4 minigunners than 42 did with his 6.
Yes. Now, one thing I did want to note, we mentioned earlier before the match started that you can build swarm missiles here. And you can see they are built in a swarm missile position. That's not usually where you build them. Usually the swarm missiles built for the bottom right team are built lower. That way you don't have to portal them out. It looks like Barbaretto here is going to be portaling out his swarm missiles, which is an interesting decision.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna require a lot of energy production.
Indeed, most of the time we don't see portals in these higher tier matches just because they're so expensive.
I believe he's gonna have only one.
We see the first activation.
Oh.
of the Eagle Eye ability. Even if this doesn't eliminate anyone in particular, which it doesn't, Team 2 does survive, the sheer amount of damage dealt, the repair bill is extremely high. We're talking about costs. That's a pretty hefty cost right there that Team 2 is going to have to pay just to stay in the game.
Yes, I would probably try to focus one of the players if I were Kronken42. Oh, Matteo just lost his thermite stand.
That's actually going to be blood in the water. Yeah, those minigunners are going to immediately target the economy. That's going to put Matteo in a rough position where he has to defend that spot completely, or he's just going to end up spiraling out of this game.
Mm-hmm. The weaponry is ready for Team 2, the fire beam nuke combo. So now it's just about the portal for Barbaretto to bring those big boy rockets or warheads out.
Ooh. Machine gunners doing a lot of damage.
With this many, I think they have very well the possibility to kill the incoming nukes. It's about timing this point. Team Red has to time their weapons so that the machine gunners or minigunners are on CD.
Indeed. Alternatively, oh, here comes the explosions. Oh, those fire beams are in a rough spot. Get one more volley. Wow, that's a lot of damage. That base, Matteo's base, has been turned into Swiss cheese. Everything is damaged.
Yeah. Selling his technology so he can pay the repair bill, and also he doesn't lose it, because that would be a big explosion.
Yeah, Matteo may not be able to survive another volley like that. The first volley he managed to survive by selling his earlier technologies, and this one he survived by selling his later technology. He has nothing left to sell. Right,
first wave of nukes coming out.
There goes the fire beam cover.
And
yep.
well-timed minigunners from 42 destroyed and also sniped by Kronk the fire beams from Matteo. I think he lost one of them. That's a huge loss.
But he will not be able to rebuild them, as he decided to sell off his technology just to pay the repair bills. This is the minigun rush. Not. Oh, this is bad for Matteo.
Straight up core damage with the AP sniper.
It's not getting better. One more AP shot and it's done. Ooh, he barely holds on. Just barely survives that.
I think if that would be any other player than Matteo, it probably would have been a clear death. His APM is insane to spam the wood in the front of his core. He survives one more salvo, but there is a huge core health advantage for Team Blue now.
Oh. The nukes are about to fire again. They've got one more chance. And it's shut down. Too much anti-air, too many machine gunners, too many minigunners for 42 scientists. The nukes just can't make it across.
Well-played timings by Team Blue.
I am curious.
Killing basically everything.
It does seem that Barbaretto and Matteo did practice this map a bit. I just want to point out the Barbaretto losing one of his launchers. Shots going through the portal. You don't want to leave that active.
Leave those.
Good lord. I did want to mention this. Typically on this map, when you launch missiles, you can launch them below the world, and they come up from below, where things like those minigunners will never have line of sight. You can just completely invalidate it by never sending them directly across to your opponent. I'm curious to see that Barbaretto didn't make that happen, despite... Uh-oh. Here comes another wave. The explosive miniguns.
And also the AP snipers doing huge damage.
Yeah, both players survived this time. But
Oh,
it's a little rough.
the integrity of Meteo's base is kind of low.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I think that is a good way to put it. Yeah, you see those miniguns, they have direct line of sight. The fire beam protects them for a time, but it's not enough. I am curious.
This map allows for cheeky warhead angles, and Libretto just negated that with his portal placement or warhead placement.
I think he's realizing that now, and he's going to try to put it back to its... Yeah, there it is. He can even add a bit more angle on that to make it dip underneath even further, because you have a lot of space down below into the abyss that you can send that warhead.
The lower, the better.
Exactly. And this...
You can see 42's base is super vulnerable from below. And because the spam in front of his core, some of the machine gunners will never be able to shoot a warhead coming from below.
It looks like it's not only just vulnerable, that can be one shot, I think. We'll see here in a moment. Not quite enough.
Oh.
It's better, but it's not quite enough.
Actually, the projectile is not dying right away to the fire beam, so they actually go through and do some serious damage to the projectile. So it cannot really come even close to 42's base.
That is true. Oh, here we go again. Another wave of explosive miniguns.
Meteo is prepared with some metal in front of his core. Oh, the cheese. The Swiss cheese base.
It is so satisfying, especially in a slow-mo, to see all of those miniguns just eating away at the base. Everything is damaged. I'm curious to see that he isn't adding more energy shields on there. Like, I realize that they're expensive, and he doesn't have the money right now to buy the energy shields, but he can work toward them rather than investing in metal. He can add an additional turbine and just put an energy shield in front, which can invalidate most of those miniguns. There's a hit.
The timing was perfect. Or shall I say bad timing from 42.
I think a little bit of both. This time 42 didn't have the benefit of using all of his minigunners. Unfortunately, all that has managed to do is anger the explosive miniguns. And away goes Meteo. For those who are unfamiliar, your commander ability is charged based on how much damage you take and how much you receive. So Barbaretto managing to land the nuke pretty much just sealed their own fate. As it enabled Kronkinator to fully charge up his commander ability, reload all of his miniguns with those explosive rounds, and just return fire with an unabated vengeance.
Yes, and because the fast reload of the commander ability, Meteo was not able to repair his defenses. He was really prepared for the first salvo, but the fast second salvo caught him off guard and just destroyed his defenses.
That was brutal and satisfying in all the best ways.
Yeah, we have a series on the other hand. Oh, that's a bit early fire from 42.
Indeed. You guys can see right there was a perfect example. The top control group of miniguns at that angle just does not have the firing arc. They cannot aim low enough. They're just disabled. Just having the portal down below has effectively disabled half of the anti-air out of 42 scientists. So those shots are landing. Those warheads, he's taking hits now.
Yeah, that was the last shot from Bubrato. Trying his best.
With the series tied 1-1, it is anyone's game, so make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment below with which team you want to win, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode here, and we'll see who comes out on top. But for now, I'll see you guys later.